my Lanta. Okay.
What's up, everybody?
I never know.
Buckle up.
Oh, my goodness.
I always get it at the best time, too. Like, it's totally just hitting the, record button at the right time.
It's the right moment. And
it
most
is what
of the
it
time,
is.
guys, when he hits record, I'm looking down at my phone to see what we're
talking about, what we're doing. For those of you who don't know, Kim came bounding in here into our podcast recording studio, and she has no socks
shoes.
on, no shoes on. Mm-mm. She's wearing a potato sack.
Josh calls it my potato sack. It's like this
It's a
brown.
onesie.
It's a jumper. Actually, are those dresses over in
It's a
England?
jumper.
Do they call dresses jumpers in England?
I don't know. Like
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Here is a jumper.
You're wearing a jumper.
A brown jumper.
It looks like a potato sack.
Yeah, well, I'm cozy.
You got a lot of brown on today.
I do have a lot of brown. That's my skin, though, also. So
You're wearing camouflage today.
you can't see me. I came in with no shoes.
Yeah,
so, that's...
you don't have food, though, or drink or anything.
Yeah, I really came in not
You're
prepared.
so unprepared today.
I don't have anything in my car.
Oh, that's a bummer. Anyway.
I ate late, though, so
Yeah,
I had a delicious... Have you ever put... Do you know what chimichurri sauce is?
Yeah.
Chimichurri?
Yeah.
I made
Talk to me, Goose.
a delicious breakfast sandwich.
Delicious.
With a little bit of turkey bacon,
Ooh.
a fried egg, and some chimichurri sauce. And next time I might do a little bit of mayo.
That's what spicy mayo or regular mayo?
So good. No, I can't do spicy.
No, you probably can't on that. Make it taste a little too Asian.
Or like a garlicky. So good.
How do you know we're old? Because we're moaning after we talk about food.
That sandwich has brought me so much joy. I've made it twice now.
Oh my word!
It's so good. It's delicious. I'm not normally one to really make anything for myself, but I was like, I had a really great, successful event at work, so I'm gonna treat myself with this delicious breakfast sandwich.
I'm proud of you.
Thanks. Thanks.
Hey, as you you already pushed play, so you know what you're listening to. Hopefully, if not,
if it's an accident, welcome.
Your Spotify DJ found us, and we're appreciative.
Do you think anybody's found us via Spotify DJ?
I don't know.
Does he?
If he doesn't do podcasts, he just does.
Oh.
Why do I call him a he?
Isn't it a guy?
It's a male voice.
Yeah.
But it just does music. Because I don't know how you would mix up podcasts because usually they're long form.
I don't know, because I always have on my Spotify homepage, it's music for you, and it's videos.
Yeah.
And one of them is always podcasts.
I don't get podcasts.
I always get podcasts, which is weird because I'm not a big podcast listener. I have my select ones that I listen to. Yeah. But it gives me podcast recommendations all the time.
If you have found us because of your artificial intelligence, let us know. I'd like to really know that.
Cool.
That'd be interesting. Anyway, regardless, whatever your platform that you listen to us on, it says you're listening to Grease and Grace, and you are listening to Grease and Grace. So my name's Jordan.
My name is Kim.
And we... my name is...
I was singing.
Anyway.
I don't have anything tasty on here either.
Are you...
I really should have brought something
gum.
to eat.
Do you have gum?
I'm not going to be smacking my gum.
I have mints. I have cough drops.
Listen, guy.
What do you want? What do you need?
Nothing.
What do you need to be successful?
You got what I need.
Oh, baby, you!
I don't need anything.
That's a great song.
I'm just here. I'm just here today.
Anyway, you're listening to Grease and Grace. Sometimes it's a current event, sometimes pop culture, sometimes it's just a thing we know nothing about that we want to discuss because, hey, from here on out, for the next hour or so that you listen to us, we're your experts. So buckle up, Lisa.
Sure.
Before we get into the topic of the day, Kim always hits us with a question.
Okay.
So this question is completely random. It is, I think, the third time that we've done this.
This is the fourth question, man.
This is the fourth one.
Quattro.
What was last week's, just so I know? Last week's question was...
What warning sign would you come with if you came with a warning sign?
Oh, yeah. That was a good one.
What was your warning label?
Did anybody respond to that or no?
No.
You heathens.
I know.
Listen.
It's because we're recording regularly and we're putting out episodes so they have nothing to comment on. They're just buckled up for the ride.
All right. Today's question is...
Today's question
Introduction
is not
question.
About you.
Oh, baby,
It is about your animal.
You got what I need. I love that song.
If Frank...
You say he's just a friend.
Jordan's just going to sing for the next time.
You say he's... I'm getting royalties taken away right now. He sounds just like him.
Do we get... I was like, Do we get royalties?
No,
we don't.
We don't. If you want to give us money, we'll take it. But no, we don't get royalties.
Anyway,
it's about my animal.
It's about Frank.
Oh, Frank
I guess, or Chubbs.
Frank is my basset hound, just so you guys know.
And Chubbs is your cat.
And Chubbs is my cat. And your dog is...
I have two. Basil and Gannon.
Basil and Gannon.
And Steve is my cat.
Steve Areno.
So if...
What if Steve and Chubbs...
Oh yeah, I always forget that Chubbs is. I always forget that Chubbs is a girl. Isn't there a character in a movie named Chubbs?
Can you see the wedding invitations? Steve and Chubbs. Be like, I don't approve of this wedding. Be like, Chubbs is a girl
in a movie. I need to see.
Chubbs is from Happy Gilmore.
Is it?
Yeah, but he's not a cat. It's a person.
Well, yeah. There he goes. Yeah.
Anyway, this is about our animals.
This is about our animals.
Okay, fire away.
If Frank had a job, what would it be?
Ooh.
What would be his career of choice, do you think?
What would my
him better than anyone.
So you're telling me he's gonna finally move out of the house?
He's earning his keep. He's gonna start paying for them vet bills.
You're telling me
he's gonna start getting that fancy kibble. Instead of that pedigree.
I got more excited over the fact that he's going to contribute financially to our home than I did thinking about the fact that he's actually got a job.
Actually did that, and they were like, "I can't with you."
You know how many pets I'd have?
How long would you have to keep them? Because technically, every 1 year, it's 7 years of age.
Yeah.
So what?
He's only got
year 2.
8 years.
Better start learning some skills, Frank.
You need to be bilingual by now, and you're not. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm gonna assume that my basset hound has the personality that I think he has.
Yeah.
Because when you look at your animal, sometimes I just wonder if he's really that way, or I've just categorize
him up like that.
So for example, when Frank talks, I don't think he is very well, hello, it's good to see you. I think he's like, oh, hello. He's very
he has a little bit of breath,
laid back. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go with that. So I would see him as a professor.
You think so?
I would think, but very slow.
So philosophy.
Oh yeah, I learned the other day because I listened to this other podcast. They were talking about Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and they were talking about the professor in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. And so he's super smart. And I guess
did you know he's a comedian?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Ben Stein.
Yeah.
So I guess he is actually super intelligent, and they told him just teach whatever to this class and do what you would do. And so he legitimately rails on that stuff. But anyway, I could see Frank being like that.
Okay.
So I'm going to put him in that category.
What's one topic you think you could at least... Well, okay, I already know.
Me?
The answer. Never mind. I was going to say, what's the topic you could teach on?
Oh, I do teach.
Yeah. And then I was like, wait, never mind.
That's not fair. Yeah. What about your dogs? What would they do?
So
that's a really good question.
So Basil is going to be a tour guide.
Okay.
Of some sort.
What, a big city or small
no,
town?
College or maybe a museum for kids.
Yeah.
She's still a puppy. Is
she reenacting in Boston? Does she reenact
No. She's just talking to the group, letting them know with extreme excitement about the exhibits.
Always prepared.
Always prepared.
Yeah.
She loves kids
yep.
and just wants to bestow all of her knowledge onto these kids with so much excitement so that they learn something.
Very hyped.
And just very high strung, moving around constantly.
That's fair.
And so some kind of tour guide of some sort.
Yeah.
Gannon would be the janitor of that museum.
They work together.
Together.
He's cleaning up, watching it. Can you just calm down?
Yeah, because Gannon is he has so much anxiety that he doesn't want to be around people. He just wants to do the jobs that he needs to do and then be done with them.
Yeah.
He has a couple people I'm his person.
Yeah.
So maybe he's a really big fan of his boss and listens to his boss really nicely.
He's the best janitor.
He's a great janitor
that you've ever seen.
But he has so much anxiety. He can't be around.
He couldn't be anything else but a janitor.
Exactly. And it's gonna be a night shift janitor.
Great at his job, just
night shift
has
janitor.
no aspirations of doing anything but.
Yeah, he just wants to do a good job.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing.
Very exhausted when Ben Stiller comes in and, night at the museum stuff. Like, come on, man. We can't make these animals come alive again.
All my animals work at the same kind of location because then Steve is the security guard.
Oh.
Steven, he is not gonna let's be honest. If you're a security guard at a museum, ain't not much going on.
Right,
so you just get to sit around.
He just kind of watches.
You watch the life go by.
Like he's watching the kids and he's thinking to himself, I could yell at them, but I'm not gonna.
Yeah, like maybe every once in a while, like a kid comes up and
he makes eye contact.
Hey, can
with
I
him.
have your badge? And he's like, "Do you want to see it?" And so there's an interaction of some sort. But then the kid goes back with Basil's group because she's like, "Well, let's go over here." And Steve's like, "Oh, okay."
Okay, so now that I think about it, all security guards, I this will be in my head forever. Look at me like a cat does, kind of.
Yeah.
Right, because they're kind of like, I probably should say something to you.
You're spending your free time here?
They're kind of like, what is happening? Like,
I could have had this vacation day off.
Yeah. They're
but you decided to bring your family in because it's Memorial Day weekend and you needed something fun to do. So here I am.
It's like the bouncer at the bar, he's like, move along. Mm-hmm. Like he doesn't want to be there, but he's there.
He's there.
Yeah.
He's got to be there. He's just going to sit.
He needed to get out.
He's there for decoration. Every once in a while, some people might interact, but not much. And Steven, I'm pretty sure might be African American.
I will never... ever look at a security guard the same ever again. Yeah, that's kind of fantastic. Yeah. Chubbs is a little harder. So Chubbs makes biscuits all the time. Do you know what that is?
Yeah.
So
Steve has done one time, and I was like,
it's kind of a cool thing. So if you guys don't know what we're talking about, it's when cats pat
need them biscuits.
Yeah, it's when they
which is funny because I call my boys behind biscuits, so I'm constantly get them biscuits.
Yikes!
You're not talking about the biscuits.
I'm not. So a little different.
We are so off the rails.
Yeah, that's fine. The only reason I say that is because I could see her doing something with her front paws. That's why I constantly go because she's active in that regard, but she's kind of fast and then she slows down. She's fast and she slows down again. So, but she has no even remote aspirations of being with people unless she likes them. So I'm trying to think of a job where it's all on her time. Because for example, if you come and sit down, she'll look at you and she'll be like, do I want to go sit by you or do I not want to go sit by you? So, okay. So I'm going to say she's a librarian.
Ooh.
That's what I could see her doing. Because people come in and it's if you work for the library, you kind of have to go to that person, hey, it's good to see you or whatever the case. But the actual librarian is kind of the person that's meh.
Yeah.
I could go over there if I wanted to, but I don't have to.
I'll interact.
Yeah.
But also I'm pretty comfortable at my desk.
Whatever.
My desk chair is pretty warm and cozy.
Yeah. And they can stay there as long as they want. So I would say I have a super apathetic professor and the librarian at the college. They work together too. And she just is kind of
nice.
They're both pretty chill. But then I could see Chubbs she wouldn't get upset. I was going to say I could see her getting upset and stuff, but no, she'd just leave. She'd be like, you know what? Personal day.
I can't do this anymore, guys.
And probably wouldn't tell anybody. Just leave.
The old Irish exit.
Yeah.
She's an Irish librarian is what it is.
Yeah. And those people in life are fantastic. The people are just gone. They're don't even say goodbye. They're just
I have a friend who she has 4 kids, and I used to go. She cooks wonderfully. And so she used to invite me over for dinners. And so we would all be sitting at the dinner table. And then all of a sudden, I'd be like, where did your son go?
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, I don't know.
Irish
we
accident.
all were having conversation. I don't know how people do that. How do people do that? If you're an Irish Exeter, do you just actively make the choice and then slip out? Do you wait until people aren't paying attention?
Go? Yeah, I don't
how
know.
do you do it? Because I'm I can't be the jerk who's but I'm not calling it Irish Exeters jerks, but
no, but they're a different breed.
Yeah,
they're a super different breed of people. That's a good one.
Anyways,
okay, today's topic.
So today we we're gonna kind of cover. We're gonna. Okay, sorry. We're gonna cover.
We're gonna cover ground. Kim getting a hold of herself.
Movie time.
Oh, I love this.
So I think like going to the theater.
The theater itself.
Like
you want to just say the theater?
Let's just do the theater because there's quite a few other sectors that we can go with this.
So you're gonna say the movie theater. You're not talking
going to the theater.
You're not talking about like live plays or anything like that. We're talking about a screen movie theater.
I mean, a screen movie theater, we could probably...
They're two totally different things. We have to hit one. So I'm going to say we're talking about the movies that have screens.
Movie theaters.
Movie theaters.
Yeah.
How do you spell theater?
Theater.
Theater?
Yeah, theater. Were you putting a D there?
Good job, buddy.
Were you putting a D there?
I'm proud of you. Like, theater? I mean, you don't know a whole lot.
Rude. Listen, guys, I'm a pretty smart guy. No, wait, I'm not a guy. I'm a pretty smart lady.
Listen to me. Listen to me. All right, you ready?
I guess I'll still be friends with you after that.
All right. Yeah. You Irish accent. Like, it's just me sitting here by myself.
Looking up what this is. And you're like, oh.
Where'd she go?
I don't know how to do it yet.
You're driving off. You don't even look back. You're just gone. All right, let's define it, and then we can talk about it. All right, a movie theater, American English, by the way, because I'm sure they're different all over the world.
The pictures. I guess I'm feeling real English today.
Well, that's good, because it's also called the cinema in Commonwealth, which is English.
Yeah. Okay.
So go to the cinema.
All right, yeah. I've heard that. I've heard the pictures.
All right, governor.
Anyway.
All right, it's also known as a movie house.
Oh, no.
A cinema hall. A
what?
Picture house, picture theater, the movies, the pictures, or simply the theater. I think we should bring back the pictures. I want to go to the pictures. It's like Boston. That feels very
like 1920s.
New York.
Hey, son, you want to go and see the pictures today? We're going to go and watch a really nice silent film today. It's going to be great. Like you're talking real fast.
Make sure you get your newspaper because we're going to the actual pictures. It's going to be fantastic.
Make sure to get your popcorn. It's going to be on sale for 2 cents instead of 5 cents today. And then make sure you get your bazooka bubblegum.
And don't die in the war. One person's offended. They're like, I don't like that. All right, that's fine.
If anybody who is listening who had been to the First or the Second World War, I commend you on your ability to open up Spotify.
That's true. Congratulations. Yeah. It's a business that contains auditoriums for viewing films or public entertainment. Most are commercial operations catering to the general public who attend by purchasing tickets.
Yeah.
You still have to purchase tickets today.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay, the film...
Are you just walking into movie theater?
I don't know. It's been a minute. The film is projected with a movie projector onto a large projection screen at the front of the auditorium while the dialogue, sounds, and music are played through a number of wall-mounted speakers, which you can't see. Since the 1970s, subwoofers have been used for low-pitch sounds, and since the 2010s, the majority of movie theaters have been equipped for digital cinema projection, removing the need to create and transport a physical film print on a heavy reel.
Beautiful. You know what I just realized?
Yeah.
I'm going to share this with everybody. We have a missed opportunity now. So our movie theater in our town literally just opened up.
It did?
We should have had them on the episode because they're like big movie buffs. I don't even know who they are.
Yeah, I don't even know.
I don't know who they are. So if you guys know who the local theaters are,
yeah, hit us up. Well, that'd be fun to revisit.
I know. Let's revisit that with them. So whoever
Kim's like,
you are,
let's stop talking and start over.
I know. Sorry, I'm like, change it. It's not too soon.
Last, a great variety of films are shown at cinemas, ranging from animated films to blockbusters to documentaries. I have not been to a documentary at a actual movie theater. That's interesting.
I haven't either.
I know they are, but that wouldn't be like, oh, let's go to the pictures.
Yeah.
And watch a documentary.
I don't think I would go.
I don't know.
Is that Sundance? Sundance does a lot of documentary.
Yeah, but they're not like a cinema, Anyway, smallest movie theaters have a single viewing room with a single screen. In the 2010s, most movie theaters had multiple screens. Largest theater complex, also called multiplexes, a concept developed in Canada in the 1950s, have up to 30 screens. So if you have multiple screens, it's a multiplex. The audience members sit on padded seats, which in most theaters are set on a sloped floor with the highest part of the rear at the rear of the theater. Movie theaters often sell soft drinks, popcorn, candy, and some theaters sell hot fast food. In some jurisdictions, movie theaters can be licensed to sell alcoholic drinks.
That is true. Movie theaters are changing a little bit, even from that description.
See, my mind is going through them changes.
Theater, I have to say, I'm pretty sure if you have gone to the movie theater in our town, it is, I'm pretty sure, like one of the only theaters who still plays the "Let's All Go to the Lobby" song.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby.
Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves some treats.
That's right.
It's a whole song. People sing it.
Stick with us, kid.
I wonder when that came out. Let's all go to the lobby. I'm going to look it up. Anyways.
I'll just keep re-singing it. Anyway.
Let's all go to the lobby.
That's a great song, by the way. I wish there's more of them.
It's a 1957 film.
Oh.
Look it up, guys. It's like the cutest little jingle, and it plays before every single movie at our own little town theater, and it's just so...
You're missing out.
Bop, 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 bop.
Yeah, it is. It's very like up and down for sure.
Are you a moviegoer?
Okay, so yes,
Okay.
I used to be, but only in the winter time.
What?
Only in the winter. I do not like going to the theater in the summer because I feel like I should be outside.
There's a drive-in.
There is a drive-in. I am not a fan of the drive-in because you're there for a double feature, and I feel like that's just a lot of time to be there.
I've never been to a drive-in.
I don't know if I ever have.
People talk about it.
You know what? I don't know if I ever really truly have been either.
Like
now that I think about it.
People like open their trunks and like set up like super cozy.
Yeah.
Or like bring their trailers and like you sit out in your trailer and like.
If we're doing that, I'm probably like just setting up a projection screen outside of my like house. So we're probably going to go. I'm not probably going to go to that. I feel like it's a long drive home. Do you go to the movies? You go to movies?
Yeah. So I have always loved movies.
Okay.
I am like somebody who I like get very intertwined.
I do love film.
And so like I will watch something and like I enter myself into the soul of one of the characters.
Yeah.
And like I love movies.
Identify with the characters.
Yes.
And get really involved. Yeah,
absolutely.
And you're like, I could be that guy.
I don't watch sad movies because like I truly like get really sad at the end.
It like changes and alters your whole entire life.
Yeah, just you like your whole day is like off if something bad happens. And
but that's how you know it's a good film. Like I love when it changes my whole. Like when I walk out of a movie and it's a good movie and it has changed, like made me think or whatever the case is, that's huge.
There was a movie that I just watched with is it not Bruce Willis, but
Bruce Willis.
Tom Hanks. And it was one of those movies where it was just
mess with your head.
It didn't mess with your head. A Man Called Otto.
Great movie.
Oh,
yep.
I watched it on an airplane to a flight, and the person next to me at the end of it, I was like sobbing.
Yep.
And the person was like staring at, like side eyeing me, and I was like, "It's such a beautiful story."
I listened to a podcast that analyzes films from the 1990s and 2000s, sometimes the 80s,
jazzy.
And so I love revisiting like all of those classics.
Do you rewatch whatever they talk about?
Sometimes, like if they basically like look at it from a nostalgia point of view of what they thought it was like when they first watched it, and then they do a rewatch, and then they're like, this is what I think about it now, and then they break it down scene by scene.
Cool.
Yeah, it's really an interesting podcast. But like there's sometimes where I'm like, I need to go back and rewatch that because I haven't seen that.
Huh.
But yeah, in regards to the actual movie theater, I do not like our local theater because it just hasn't been like the standard of quality is pretty low, and the sound is not the greatest there.
Are you somebody who needs to be immersed in the sound?
Not necessarily, but like if I'm going to the actual movie theater, I want it to be a good experience.
Yeah.
Because now you actually pay to go to a movie. Like it used to be like $5. I mean, I remember we had a local theater when I was growing up. It was $1.50 a movie.
Yeah, I mean ours is $6.
So if it was like $5 or whatever, maybe.
Yeah.
But in the same regard, like if I'm gonna go and like be in the experience, like I want it to be somewhat.
So here's the first thing that I have with movies.
Yeah,
we're talking
grease
about
it up,
my
lady.
My popcorn grease about the movies
Ooh, I like
is.
that.
I know, thanks. I just thought about it myself. But no longer are the days where you just pay like $6 or you just pay the $13 a seat, because that's pretty much what it is now. Like on the cheap side, it's like $13, $14.
Right.
But no longer are you just paying for that, because whoever has done the marketing for theaters has really done it right. It was probably the "Let's All Go to the Lobby" song.
Yeah.
Because like you're spending like $80 total to go and see a movie, because you have to get the popcorn and you have to get the drink, and because you can't have popcorn if you don't have drink.
Well, just do the math on general admission. Let's say you're spending $14 a person.
You bring a family of 4.
You're with tax, you're at 30.
Yep.
You know, so you going to the movies $30. Then let's say you get popcorn, like that's going to be $10, and then you're going to get a drink. That's going to be another $5. Like it's like, bro.
It ends up to be a lot. I wonder what the average. What is? There's a lot of Googling happening today.
It's okay. I feel like there should be, especially when it comes to movies, I feel like there should be like a package where you don't have to pay for all these things. You just walk in and you already paid for it like before you got there. And it's like, hey, we have your popcorn ready. We have your drink ready. Here's your ticket. There's no other hidden costs here. The hidden cost thing, not just in movie theaters, really grinds me.
What do you mean hidden cost, though?
There's always a hidden cost. Like, you can't go to anything anymore and just have it be what it is. So, like, for example, if you go to a baseball game, let's say we're going to Chicago. We're going to go to Wrigley Field. We're going to go to the White Sox game, whatever the case is. You might have gotten tickets for $10. Cool. Good for you.
Yeah.
Now you got to pay for a parking pass. You also have to pay for, now people are going to look at you and they're going to be like, you don't have to do that. Okay, unless you want to walk 3 miles to get to the stadium.
That's very true.
Come on.
That's very true.
And they're like, you don't have to get anything at the baseball game. Okay, the baseball game started at 11 and it ends at 3. What time do you eat lunch?
Yeah, I know. That's how it is. So on average, because I just looked it up, $60 to $90 for a family of 4. The factors
that's $100.
That's $100. And if you're going, and there's quite a few different the cost breakdown, but there's quite a few different movies that we really want to take our boys, because right now our boys are like very much into like the movie season where like they'll sit for an entire movie. They'll get really immersed,
and they're going to be more immersed if you go to the theater than if you watch it at home.
Like they just watched a movie not too long ago. My parents put it on, Real Steel. I don't know if I've ever seen it, but like they loved it. But now we're starting at home anymore. We're like, let's watch the old movies, kind of a thing. And so, but they lose interest a little bit more because like it's not the big screen. It's not the big screen.
And it's not the experience. It's not going and sitting in a chair and all this other stuff. Like those things are huge. I get what you're saying. Like I think it's just super frustrating to me because everything just costs so much now. And it's like, that's so exhausting.
And they're like selling weird things at the
up in the South Bend Theater.
Yeah.
Holy cow!
They're selling like blankets and pillows.
Well, I get the blanket thing, but
just bring a sweatshirt.
I never used to get the blanket thing. So actually, this is kind of new to me, but it's not new to other people. It's maybe a graceful thing. Like I didn't realize you could take a blanket in with you.
I didn't either.
And let me tell you what, I'll be taking blankets into the theater with me now.
See, I always like wear like sweatshirts.
Yeah.
I bring sweatshirts like all the time. It does not matter if it is July 31st and it is a billion degrees if you go in there, outside.
It's going to be air conditioned.
It's going to be like 42 degrees. I can be like, yes, cold.
Are you enjoying this movie? It's really good.
I can't feel my fingertips, sir. I don't know. Can you help me carry my popcorn? But yeah, I don't understand.
But do you think that the quality of food has gone down too? Like you're a chef, right? So like when you go there, are you ordering like popcorns and like, or like do you look at that and just go, man, that's just trash?
No. Okay. So here, as much as like you don't want to pay for it, it is part of the movie going experience.
Sure.
So like movie popcorn tastes totally different than any other popcorn.
Because it's sat there forever.
It's sat there forever. But like, it is the only place really that I will eat popcorn. I don't eat popcorn hardly anywhere else.
Yeah.
I don't put butter on it though. Like I don't. It's.
I eat popcorn every night. So like you're like I'm not a good person to talk to about that.
I see people put butter on their popcorn at the movie theater, and all I think of is how that wet popcorn
it just gets all over
in my mouth. Like it's no longer a crunchy enjoyable snack, it's just like
you're over
foam
it
that my kindergartner peed on.
So you're gonna buy popcorn but you're not putting anything on it.
Oh, no, we don't put anything on it. The boys we've never put any butter on it for that. But
now
like,
they're serving like food. Like you can buy hot dogs and hamburgers.
We don't do that. Like I'm like, no, it's popcorn, it's a drink, and then it's a candy. So normally like we get one big
you sneak stuff
popcorn. I used to.
It's like a come to Jesus moment.
If they ever lose Bunch of Crunch or if they ever take away Milk Duds, then I am going to start a protest.
That's out.
And I am going to stuff my pockets full of it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand in that lobby and I'm going to hand Milk Duds out to everybody and the Bunch of Crunch out to everybody.
Milk Duds?
Yeah.
Really?
But only in the theater.
Oh, like because it's a long.
Okay, so I'm really selective about what candy to choose because I choose a candy that is going to last longer than the first preview. And Milk Duds, you can switch with popcorn and Milk Duds, and it's absolutely delicious. But the Milk Duds stick to your teeth, so like it takes you a couple minutes to get rid of that flavor before you're ready for the next one. So I can normally get through an entire movie and still have some Milk Duds left in my box because I'm not like popping them left and right. Like that's a savor.
How much are Milk Duds at the theater?
I think they're like $7.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my word!
I think they're like $7.
Oh, kill me slowly.
So I try really hard to share with my children.
Theater box.
But I also know, okay, so now I do sneak stuff in sometimes. Because like I have seen Milk Duds elsewhere for a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh, well, we're going to the movies.
So I love carbonated water. Like, I mean, that's no
just
secret.
Plain?
Like, I love the flavors and stuff like that.
Oh.
They don't sell it.
No.
So like here's my kind of thing, and yeah. I'm not advocating against breaking the law or anything like that. So before you like go emailing us because you don't comment anyway. So
we'll give you something to comment about right now.
Yeah. Like there may or may not have been because I mean 10 years, right? Like like there may or may not be times where a water finds its way in with me. But the best part is when you go to open anything carbonated, you're like. Or like, I love how some people are just like, this is probably a graceful thing, but I love how some people are just so unapologetic. Like the mom who's got like the 4 kids, she's like, I ain't got time to pay for any of that. She just breaks out her 31 bag and she's like, here you go.
I've seen some people who are real creative.
They just
with
don't
how
care.
They bring stuff in.
It's like, so funny.
Yeah, the moms, absolutely. Like, if you got 4 kids with you, either you're sharing this one box of candy or you're going to be fine with the homemade fruit strips I made at home.
You got like a chicken dinner. You're like, what is that? You guys eating
here? Like a KFC bucket?
Like, you brought a whole restaurant in with you. I'm not even mad. I did see a video of a guy. He put a bunch of food in a baby carrier. And he's like, the guy never looked at the carrier. He had a blanket over top of it. And he just like walked in. It was like, it was like dinner for him and his wife.
People like make fake pregnant bellies, stuff their candy into the fake pregnant bellies, and goodness. Then when they're in the movie, they just unload, and it is like pouring.
You're like, what are you? You're not even to eat all that.
I know. Were you just doing this for the thrill of it?
It's the principle. The principle alone is worth it.
Yeah, I try really hard to not sneak things in, but
100%.
I'm telling you, I'm going to start a protest if they get rid of Milk Duds or Bunch of Crunch.
All right,
Bunch of Crunch is phenomenal.
So one of my greases is when you're in the theater, and now you have to buy your ticket, right? Yeah. So So I'm not going to go to a theater that has regular seating. People have their own like. Their TVs are huge, their stereo systems are huge, all that other stuff, right? So like I get that. So if you have like regular like just flip down seating, that's not going to be my first choice. Let's just go that way. But these like recliners and stuff like that are huge. Well, with that said, you have to buy your ticket, right?
Yes.
So here's the thing that drives me nuts. You go to the movie theater, you sit down, 4 people in the theater, you all bought your tickets, right? Movie's already started or whatever. The guy's still sitting next to you.
That's the best seat in the house, Jordan. I'm not moving.
I don't get it. Like, and we look at each other like, you gonna move? 'Cause I ain't moving. It used to be worse, like when you were like at the flip down seating, but now it's like, buddy, we have our own recliner. Together. Yeah, like this guy's about to go through an experience with you, and he is right next to you.
Jordan, you know what you need to do next time that happens?
I don't know.
Just reach your hand over.
Oh my goodness.
Grab his
give
hand.
Him a little like, hey.
Just give him a little like, we're gonna do this together. Together.
And it's like if there's a questionable scene too, you kind of like look at each other like,
don't make eye contact.
Oh man, I know I shouldn't be here. What about you? You convicted right now? He's not. He's just like eating his chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A.
That he brought in his Jenko jeans. Along with his laptop.
He's doing work. Like, I'm an inconvenience. I'm sorry. Sorry about you. So true. Man.
Yeah, I have not gone to too many movies where that's happened. It's now
people, like, you can pick your seat. Like, you can go online, you see who's bought stuff or whatever. Would you ever go to a movie by yourself?
I have.
I have too. Yeah, I have no problem with doing that.
Yeah, I mean, like,
it's always awkward though if you run into somebody you know. It's like, oh, hey, you loser too.
I don't know when the last time I went and saw a movie by myself was though.
So again, winter, like these are things, and I'm just slowly getting, I think, to the age where I'm more comfortable with it.
Yeah.
Like, the other day I was reading an article and they said, like, hey, you should go to the museum even if nobody wants to go, or you should go to the movie if nobody wants to go, or the restaurant if nobody wants to go. Like, you should do that.
Just experience it.
And I just don't think people our age think about that. I think we have so, like, especially from our generation, we're so prone to just saying, like, well, somebody's got to go with me.
Yeah.
You know, like, and no, they don't have to go with you.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Just go. Yeah.
It is really convicting though for probably like just my own personal psyche. You walk out of the theater by yourself after it's over. You're squinting with your eyes. You're like,
I know. Why is the sun like 1,000 times brighter after a movie? Like, you walk in during the day and it was nice and bright, but you walk out and it's like the sun is on you. I think it's touching my eyeballs.
And usually the parking lot's like empty, so it's like,
I know. It's like, where do all these people go?
There was a lot of people when I got here, and now it's just me.
See, I'm not a fan of those reclining seats.
Oh, you don't like them?
No. Although I don't really it's a hard sell for me because I trained myself when I was in 8th grade to fall asleep to movies.
Yeah.
And if I stop moving, then I am more inclined to fall asleep. So if I'm sitting in those recliners,
that's fair.
And I've stopped moving.
You want to be kind of upright, like
I need to be engaged because there was a movie that I took my children to see, and full transparency, I didn't even see the beginning credits of that movie.
You were out.
I fell asleep the whole movie.
Sometimes I pay for that nap though. I'm like, I'm good with it.
I was so tired. I don't remember, like, it was last summer, and I don't know. I was so tired, and I paid for that nap.
You guys, I used to do that all the time when my kids are little. Like, I'd be like, I know I'm sleeping through this animated thing, and that's fine.
They're safe right next to me.
I mean, they were like fixated, and I'm like, and then we get down and I'd be like, did you guys enjoy that? It was really good. And they're like, you were sleeping through the whole thing. What are you talking about? Like, I'm like, oh.
Like, this is the only sleep I'm getting, baby.
Yeah. You hold their hand just to make sure they don't go anywhere.
Like, hand on each knee. Like, make sure they're there. Yeah, I totally fell asleep. What I do appreciate about the new seats, though, because I don't think I've ever seen a fabric seat that is a recliner.
They're always leather.
I appreciate that it's leather. Because have you ever gone to a movie theater now where it's the fabric seat and it's the one that goes all the way up behind your head?
Yeah. Have you ever seen like two people who are on top of each other though in the reclining seats?
No.
That's never happened to you?
No.
Oh my word. That's like, there are some times where I'm like, good grief. Like, y'all close.
No.
Like, you need to back up.
I don't think I pay enough attention though.
Oh, I look at everything.
If I'm going to the theater now, it's like I'm going with my kids.
I was in a movie theater one time. And this girl was like, I mean, she was practically sitting on her significant other's lap. Oh. And the worst part was she was like rubbing his knee, and then she would make eye contact with me. And I'd be like,
I'm not a part of this. I'm not a part of this. Don't bring me into this party. This isn't me. That's weird.
I mean, they'd be like talking, and then she'd like look over at me, and I'd be like, I don't want to be in that conversation, you know? And it was like during the movie. So like the movie's going and like she's rubbing his knee, and then she'd like look over, and like I'd look over and I'd be like, oh no. Like,
I hate making eye contact with the person that I've been staring at.
Look at me.
Yeah, that was super awkward.
Especially like on the beach, like when that happens too, you're like, you already don't have enough clothes on. So it's like they just stare at you and you're like,
no, I have never experienced that, I can honestly say. But if you're doing that in a children's movie,
bro,
then like, what are we doing?
What is that? You'll get a kick out of this. So one time we were at this movie, you're gonna get a huge kick out of this. So it was when the girls were really young. It was around Christmas time. It was like October. Yeah. And these two women sat in front of me with their kids. So my kids, I'm behind them. This is before like the recliners or whatever. We're sitting in the flip down seats, and this girl smelled amazing. Like I could not get over it.
Oh yeah, you told us about it.
So I could not get over it, and I was like, she smells so good. She smells so good. And I'm like, I think that Bethany needs to smell like that, you know? So I leaned forward. I tap her on the shoulder. I'm like, hey, you smell really good. And she's like, my kids are mortified. They're like, what are you doing? I was like, what are you wearing? And she's like, she told me, and her friend is like, oh, she gets that all the time. I'm like, I just want to buy my wife for it. I'm not creepy weird, I promise. Which brings me to the next question. How do you feel about audience either participation or interaction when you're in the theater? It could be like clapping at the end, talking back to the movie. Like, is that a greasy thing or is that a graceful thing?
I don't think it bothers me too much, to be completely honest.
You just don't even think about it.
Clapping at the end of a movie is like clapping at the end of an airplane, but I think it's a little bit worse because, like,
so you're not a fan.
I'm not a huge fan of it. Like, it doesn't make sense, but also at the end of the movie, I also am kind of like, oh yay, you know. But like, I don't clap.
Yeah. It depends on the movie too, right? Like, I mean, if that movie's really moved you, or if it's like a piece from like the time or whatever, and it's, I think there's that.
But like, if you're just going to see like Dumbo, I'm not clapping at the end of Dumbo.
It doesn't die.
So I don't know. I've never understood the clapping, but like when people like are on their phones, or if they're like talking to the screen or whatever, like that doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
I just tune it out because I'm at that point.
What about when they're talking? What about when they talk during the movie? Does that bother you?
If it's loud and if it's excessive, and if it's like an intense movie. I don't like scary movies. Yeah. So I don't go see scary movies, but I've seen like intense movies where like you're kind of sitting at the edge of your seat, like what's gonna happen next?
And then there's a guy behind you like, he's gonna die.
Yeah. And so like at that point, I would turn around and be like, could you not? Thanks. Okay, because I don't want to listen to you anymore. Like,
I got yelled at by the lady in the potato sack.
Yeah, and I would be like, yeah, I did. Yeah, you did. And next time I'm gonna come up there and I'm gonna smack them teeth out your mouth. Stop. Like, stop talking. So it depends on what it is. If I'm stressed, then my reaction is going to be like, real fast. Yeah. But like, if it's like a happy movie, then
do you have any graceful things about the theater?
So it is like this nostalgic thing for me. Movies are super nostalgic. Going to the theater is super nostalgic. It was like...
Is that what you did when you were a kid?
That was what Josh and I did on dates.
There it is.
And so we would... Like, the first movie that he put his arm around me...
Oh, what was it?
Click. I don't know why we were seeing Click. But, like, the world stopped.
You're like, oh, it's happening.
Because, like, I was like... Just be my boyfriend, for like 2 years. Like I was,
and then you're like, he's my boyfriend.
And then like he put his arm around me, and I was like, it's happening. I finally did it, you guys. I was like so excited about it. I went home and told my mom, and she was like, that's wonderful, kid.
You're never going to the movies again.
I was so excited about it.
That's so funny.
But we would go and see movies a lot. Yeah. Actually, I don't even remember what movies we like. It was. When we were in high school, that was like the golden age of like comedy.
Even junior high. Yeah. I would say I would even go back.
Comedy was really like booming for a good while. And so we would go and see a lot of those movies. Yeah. And we would always go out we went to a hibachi restaurant that was like right next door to it.
Yeah.
And so like it was always a thing. So it's always been super nostalgic. But then like when my youngest brother was born, he is 13 years younger than me. So by the time that he was 3, I was able to drive.
Gotcha.
So then I would take him to go and see the kid movies in the summertime.
Which gave your mom and dad a break.
Gave my mom and dad a break. And so I would take him over to Burger King where there was a play place. He'd play, we'd eat, and then I'd go over to the movie theaters. So we did that for quite a few years.
Yeah.
And so like movies, I worked at Blockbuster. So like movies have always been.
There's a place in your life that like you kind of set aside for them.
Yeah. And so, and then like when I lived in my 20s by myself, I didn't have money for cable.
Right.
And so I had a DVD player. So I watched movies all day long, like when I was home, because I didn't have anything else except for my dog.
Right.
So like movies have always been kind of throughout my life. I play movies in the background when I am working a lot of times. Yeah. I play movies to fall asleep to.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. just at this point though, like realistically, it's the opening credits and then I'm out.
And then you're out. Yeah.
Josh is like, why do you even turn them on? And I'm like,
it's like that that picture the other day I saw. It's like I spent 4 hours looking for a movie on Netflix and then I fall asleep in the first 5 minutes of it. Like, why does it even matter?
Yeah, normally I'm like, what do I feel like? And then I'm like, oh, I'll watch this movie. And so
I would be really curious when like the first home entertainment system came in where it was actually feasible for like normal people to have that, because I think that's where the movie theaters really started going down. Now, people I still think like going to theater for the same reason they like going to the gym. Like, it's somebody else, there's people there, like you're never going to get away from that. Your home stereo system, home entertainment system, whatever the case is, however advanced it is, there's still something to be said of a bunch of strangers are going, we're sitting down, we're watching this thing together.
Yeah.
So I think it's there. And I'm with you. So I have like very, very, very good memories. When I was growing up in high school and in junior high, there was a movie theater that was in town, and it was $1.50 a movie.
Yeah.
And I have so many good movies, many good memories of like going with my friends and hanging out, and like we didn't have cell phones back then.
Yeah.
So like this is all we had,
That's
and then
did.
we walked across the street to Dairy Queen, and that was our Friday night.
Yeah.
You know, like, and it was so fun.
Yeah.
Because it was like that's what we did.
Yeah.
You know, so there's a little piece of me with my kids where I'm like, I hope that you get some sliver of that to where there is this spot in your life where you're willing to put your phone down, and you're willing to just embrace your friends, but you'll never will experience like we did.
Well, I think that's kind of like our theater still does that. I mean, there are plenty of kids.
They do.
That like I see kids just going by themselves, and they're there, and that's what that's what I did with my friends. I mean, I saw like Godzilla there. There were so many movies.
But the thing about it is, you carry a movie theater in your pocket too. So like, I think we just go from like one video or technological thing to the next, and so that's where I think like for us, it was like this was an hour and a half to escape.
That's true.
And it was like popcorn was like 50 cents. You know, so we're going to the movies for $3. Full transparency, like just a ruckus. I mean, because we're just completely
running up
off
and down
the rails.
The aisle.
Yelling, you know,
throwing candy at your friends.
People are making out in the back. Like, it was crazy. Like, I mean,
making eye contact with the pastor is weird.
Yeah. If he's there, something's wrong. Yeah. So like that. Because that was it. That was our only tech.
That's true.
I mean, we have video games and stuff like that, but at the same time, it was like, no, this was like where community happened. Yeah. And I think that's what I love. Unfortunately, that's kind of gone. So the Grace is also a Grease.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like, it's over.
It's a little bit of a loss.
Yeah. Like, I feel bad.
Yeah.
Because you just jump in your car, you get back on your TikTok or your Instagram Reels or whatever, and you're like, okay, on to the next thing. And it's like, did you even enjoy that? Like, was that even good for you?
Yeah, there's a lot of movies that I wish I would have seen in theaters when they first came out.
Like what? Give me one.
I'm trying to think.
That's a good question.
I think it would be really fun to see Jurassic Park.
Oh, I just showed my girls that the other day.
Yeah, I want to see Jurassic Park like in theaters, surround sound.
Yeah.
Josh saw it. That was like one of the first movies that his mom took him to, and I was like, "Whoa!"
They were floored. They were like, "This came out in the '90s." I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah, and so like I want to see that. I think Jaws would be really fun to see on the big screen.
Because and back then, like if you did it now, it's not the same because the projector and all that other stuff. It was like you could hear it starting.
Yeah.
The sound wasn't like as great as it is now. Yeah. So there's these little imperfections that make it really, really good.
Like it's a whole experience, and just like being able to go and like emote the same way with all of the rest of the theater as like, you know, Jaws jumps out of the water or something like that. Like that's really cool.
That's when it's super fun too, because like you get into the point where like somebody has the same experience that you do. So like when people are like, oh my goodness, you're like, I know, right?
I know.
That's when you can't make eye contact.
That's there's not a lot of moments where you can make eye contact in the theater.
Like you rubbing your boyfriend's leg, staring at somebody. Don't do that. Don't do that. Like it's weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's some of that. What other graces? Do you have any other graces?
I appreciate it's. I've only seen it a handful of times, but I think that movie theaters are kind of trying to get back to things only being released in the theater first, which I guess is kind of a grace, because like for a minute Disney was like releasing the thing at the same time as they were releasing it in theaters.
You could pay for it for $25 on like Prime or whatever.
And so I've seen a little bit more as of lately. Things are only being released in theaters, so that people go to the theater. Go to the theater. So some people might see it as kind of like tricky, but I'm like, no, it's like to provide that experience. There's never a time. I mean, how many movies have I seen where you see it in the theater and then you watch it at home and it's just not the same. Like it is just not the same. And so to be able to like say, no, this is releasing in theaters, it's going to be lag time between when it's released on streaming.
Right. We'll drop it in a month and a half or whatever the case is.
Yeah, but like go and see it in theaters. And I really appreciate that. So like I said, it's kind of a grace, but I'm a big fan. What about you? Do you have any other?
I am all for places where people fall in love. Like
Josh and Kim.
Yeah, like your story is super like I just get excited about that because I mean I remember how many girls I took to movies. You know what I mean? Like
that's where you make your move.
Oh like yeah, good. I mean, you're spending the whole time going.
That's where you hold hands for the first time. It's very easy.
It's a good
you like
thing.
Touching your pinkies together, like trying to feel it out. Like
should I keep going? She gonna leave?
Take this bait?
Yeah.
I'm fishing. I'm trying to give me a largemouth bass. She ready?
And then it's like game on. You know, like here we go. I love that stuff. Like I love the airport when people haven't seen each other for a while. That just elated joy that comes from seeing those people. So like I just don't think we have enough things in this world where those things happen, where memories are made in that regard.
Yeah.
There's something too about like a shared memory. So like if you go to I mean I've seen my fair share of bad movies, so have you.
Yeah.
But when you have an experience with somebody where you're like, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Like that was so fun. You can't get that back.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a bond for life.
It is. Yeah. It's like, hey, remember when I started saving like my movie tickets that the girls and I went to they liked.
Oh,
like if they were like, hey, we like this one or whatever the case is, I would keep it. I'd be like, oh yeah, like you love that.
That's a good time.
So I think those are there. I mean, I definitely like pricing is through the roof, but so is, I mean, I think sometimes you're buying an experience. You're not buying like, you know, the actual ticket or whatever.
I just wish the experience would be like half of what it is.
Yeah, for sure.
Half off life experiences, please.
What do you want to hear?
So I want to hear, first and foremost, what job does your animal have? Bonus points if you share the picture.
That was a really good question.
It was a fun one.
Yeah.
So I've been coming up with some ones that I really, really like. So I want to hear that.
That's all.
What is your favorite candy? Like, what's your snack?
Okay.
What's your go-to movie snack?
Okay.
Maybe what's your best movie that you went and saw?
You took mine.
So, or what's a really good story? So I have a really good theater story. So Caleb, my middle brother, he was born on Christmas.
Okay.
And
Christmas Day?
Okay. So there's not a ton of things that you can do to celebrate, right? So we normally would go out to the movies on Christmas Day for his birthday. It's like one of the only things that's open.
Yeah. Nothing's
but
there.
Like, it's a thing. People take their kids. It's always packed.
That in Chinese restaurants.
Yes. So we went one time. We all wanted to see Marley and Me. So we all.
What a great movie. We just watched that.
Great movie.
Yeah.
Didn't know what ended in Marley and Me.
It's horrible.
So like our entire family
just
went
sobbing,
filled a couple of rows, and we were like loving this movie. And then all of a sudden, things happened with Marley, and
bad.
They put him down.
If you guys don't know, he dies.
Spoiler alert. And it was like the worst movie to see on Christmas because like spirits were high. We're
just
like,
walk out
we're going to go see a movie about a cute dog. And like nobody was making eye contact at the end of the movie because we were all like,
the dog, he dies.
So yeah, if you have any stories like that, let me know.
Those are good.
Do you have any?
You took mine.
Like, I'm sorry.
The best movie you've seen in a theater.
Yeah.
Like, what is the best, like, but then I would also say, like, it might not be the best movie, but who would you go see a movie with? So this is a big one. Like, I think you should tag your friends. Like, hey, who you comment on our post and say, hey, remember when we went to this movie? Or, like, you're my movie person. Because there are definitely people in this world that, like, I would not go see a movie with.
Yes.
But then there's people in this world where I'm like, you're the person.
There's different movies that I would see with different people.
Yeah.
Like my brother loves crime movies. I'm never going to go and see a crime movie with him.
Right.
But like, I'll take him to a comedy because normally he and I are the ones who are like
just
bantering.
Busting up laughing.
We're bantering in the middle of
100%.
So it's a good time. That's a good one.
I would love to like hear that. And then this is a bonus one. I'm sure nobody will answer, but what's your favorite movie theater? Where's your go-to spot where you're like, this is where I go to theaters? If you live in a big city, you have options. Yeah. Here, we kind of don't. So
yeah, we have our one, but I'm really excited because they're starting to play old movies. They're playing Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Right now.
They're doing that, and so we're going to take our boys.
Yeah. We need to figure out who owns that.
I know.
I would love to hear.
Let us know.
A theater owner's Grease and Grace.
Yeah.
That'd be really interesting. Oh, for sure. Yeah. Like, what's your beef? We could do a round 2 with them and be like, hey, how do you feel about people making out in the back of your theater?
Yeah, we'll find them. So if you guys know who the owners are, who's listening,
the current owners,
let us know who it is. I know who the old owners are, so maybe I could talk to her.
Yeah,
but I want to know. Like, I want to hear from them.
And then go from there.
I'm really excited though that they're like playing those old movies.
I didn't even think about that because I did roll by there the other day and I was like, what's going on there?
They've changed it a little bit inside too. So
yeah, cool. All right, so don't forget to share your thoughts with us. Hey, we love hearing from you guys. If you have stories or questions or even suggestions on future topics, or I'm gonna throw another one in here, questions for the intro.
Yeah, give us good questions.
Let us know if you got one of those. So you can rate, you can comment, subscribe wherever your platform is. Share it with your friends and your family and the person that you go watch movies with.
Yeah.
That would be important to us. You can reach out to us through greaseandgracepod@gmail.com or on social media. Hey, this is Jordan.
I was going to say click it or ticket.
Kim's across from me.
Potato sack Kim.
Click it or ticket, guys. That's wow.
I don't know where my mind's at.
We'll talk to you next time.